Hello everyone, this is the Controversial Canadians. Today we'll be discussing the upcoming Alberta provincial election.
So in Alberta, the provincial polls for the Alberta election, Jason Kenney of the United Conservative Party is leading at 52%, I think. And then Rachel Notley is quite far behind at roughly 35%. It looks like the United Conservative Party is well on its way to taking back control of provincial politics in Alberta. However, for reasons that we will later get to, that his Jason Kenney's prospects at winning may be in jeopardy. But for now, we're going to talk about a little bit about Rachel Notley and how Caleb and I think she's done as Premier of Alberta since being elected in 2015.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about her, Caleb?
Well, I think that economically, as an NDP leader, I've been rather surprised in a good way about her. I think how she stood up for pipelines, I really admired that. I think there's been some good that she's done, even though I would put her on the lower end of the spectrum with as far as premiers across Canada go.
And I mean, my opinion is, I think I agree. I would agree with Caleb that most of her economic policy hasn't been that bad. I mean, for an NDPer, of course. I mean, we live in Manitoba, and the NDP were running the house for quite a while here, and it didn't turn out very well. But anyway, That's another story for another time. One policy I really disliked that she brought out was the $15 minimum wage increase in Alberta. No, it wasn't an increase by $15. It was an increase to a $15 minimum wage. I don't actually think that there should be a minimum wage. So if you can master that thought, that's a quote from Mercer from the Eminem show. But anyway,
check out Liberty Film.
Yeah, check it out. It's a great channel. Although they got rid of all their best videos, but yeah, this video is going really off the rails.
Anyways,
as you were saying. I think one thing that Rachel Notley accomplished that was very good for Alberta was she unseated a government that had been in power for 44 years, and I think that was a really healthy thing for Alberta, the provincial politics of Alberta, because when one political party holds power for too long, it gets really toxic.
Yeah. No, I would say, economically, other than the minimum wage, I think she was a pretty solid premier. Socially, on the other hand, I think that she's done some real damage, especially to the education system over there.
Yeah.
Just going at people about how there needs to be a certain standard that she holds for education that everyone else needs to hold to as well.
Yeah. Well, you're being pretty general. Can you be a little more specific?
I forget. It's with the LGBT stuff, right?
And the gay-straight alliances in schools.
Could you clarify?
No.
No.
We'll have to cut it somehow. How do you want to cut it? It's so awkward. I'm just staring at your face. Well, whatever. Think of something to say and you can pick it up, I guess. Because it was your turn to talk. I mean, you finished up Rachel Notley and then moved to the Jason Kenney debacle.
Yeah, so the way I view education would be that it needs to be more like Russia, where the school system isn't teaching LGBTQ plus or religion, and that's left up to the parents. Yeah,
there are a lot of bad things about Russia, but that's definitely one good thing about them.
I think it's real positive there, but that's something that Rachel Notley likes to push forward is her agenda, her social agenda, and I certainly do not agree with that. I know a lot of people who do not agree with that, and it does not represent the majority of Albertans, I would say, and that's why the polls are looking the way they are.
However, Jason Kenney seems to have. I mean, we don't know for a fact what exactly he's been up to, but he's being investigated by the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, for those of you who don't know. He's being investigated for voter fraud.
something which I would say the Conservatives have a history with.
Yes, unfortunately.
After that Conservative leadership election, they found out thousands of ballots had been destroyed. Did you hear about that, Timothy?
Yeah, I think you told me about it. I'm not sure. You're talking about how Bernier lost, eh?
Yeah, that's why I, along with quite a few others, believe that Bernier lost the leadership election.
Yeah, that loss never seemed legit to me.
So, I mean, it's not proven, so, I mean...
Right, exactly.
Just want to clarify that that's my opinion. That's not a fact, straight out. And so they're now investigating Jason Kenney in Alberta for the same thing.
Now, to clarify, the United Conservative Party of Alberta is a new kind of thing going on there. Before, they had the Conservative Party of Alberta and then the Wild Rose Party. But after Rachel Notley won, that scared the Conservative Party. So then Jason Kenney and the Wild Rose Party united their party into the UCP in order to get more votes, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because the Conservative vote was split.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, do you think that the Wild Rose and Conservatives should have stayed separate, or do you think it was a smart decision to?
I say it was probably a smart decision, but I mean we don't know. We don't know what was going on. But when Jason Kenney was elected leader of the UCP back in 2017, one of his former MLAs who worked for him has claimed that he created a bunch of fraudulent offshore email accounts and used all those emails accounts to vote for him. Yeah, those are what the specifics of the allegations are. But I mean, there's also the possibility here that maybe it's another SNC Lavalin case where maybe there's the possibility that the MLA is a sour grape and just wants to get back at him and ruin his election prospects.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think that, first of all, that I don't think that they should have joined together. I think Wild Rose should have stayed separate. I was quite a big fan of them. I guess typically I support the alternative right-wing options. And, but at this point, I mean, it was smarter for them in terms of votes and winning.
I mean, I really don't like political parties. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of inevitable because of the way people behave with the group, collective, group psychology versus individual psychology. People always want to be part of a group, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, what political parties really do is just make people so they don't really have to think. I mean, this is the way it works. I'm a conservative, therefore I vote. I'm a right wing, therefore I vote conservative. If I'm a liberal, therefore I vote for a liberal.
So yeah, comment in the comment section who you're supporting between Jason Kenney or Rachel Notley for this upcoming election. This has been the Controversial Canadians once again.